I was at this little spot here, this little roadside rest area, probably about 2 or 3 weeks back, and this creek was bone dry. But now, you know, it's been raining here lately, and you know, got a little bit of moisture back in the creek. Not much, but there's a little bit. But like I said, it's been raining here in Australia for a little while now, so a bit of moisture's coming back. Yesterday I did a video on the high windscreen I fitted to the bike, and I was using the mobile phone, and the video I put up was really crap, so it wasn't really worth watching. You know, it's probably bad enough at times to listen to the stuff I put up without having crappy video too. So I pulled the plug on that one, so I'm going to give you a rerun on that now as soon as this car passes. Okay, so let's ride. Now this Flyscreen I got on the front of the bike is a high windscreen and a factory job from Royal Enfield. Now when I first got it, I really wasn't happy with it, and for some reason, and I'll explain a little bit on with this, it put a fair bit of vibration on the front part of the bike, and it was sort of really annoying when I rode it for the first 2 or 3 times, and I actually thought it was a bit of rubbish. I had Flyscreens on bikes before, but a different style to this, and I'll tell you now why this was a bit of a problem. Okay, let's take a closer look. Now when I fitted this Flyscreen, see this gap I've got here. When I first fitted it, when I put the headlight back on the bike, I fitted a really tight fit here between the Flyscreen and that, and give no room for the air to flow through, or give a free flow effect on the free flow on the bike. So when that happened, I was probably get air coming from this direction, hitting it, and then bouncing back and causing a shake on the front part of the bike. So that's what happened. I took it out a few times and I was getting that front end shake on the bike and wondering why the windscreen wasn't much good. So the next thing I did was drop the headlight a bit to see how that'd go, and that improved it immensely. And as it is now, this is a little bit different to the angle I had it on yesterday. Today I increased the angle a bit more, like the finger's width in there, which I think is a little bit too much. Yesterday's ride wasn't quite as deep in that area. There was a lot better on the ride, but overall there's a really big improvement with the ride quality with this high windscreen on the bike compared to what I actually thought in the beginning wasn't much of good at all. I'll have to keep cutting me videos. I wasn't expecting so much traffic along this road, but as cars come and pass continuous, it's really busy. But anyway, yeah, so back to this windscreen. So I've tested this screen now, and this is a high one I purchased off eBay, and I think it cost me roughly $75 Australian. That includes delivery to Australia. I've tried it now for about, I don't know, pushing 250 kilometres from speed, say 60 to 75 mile an hour, and I find it really good to use. So it's really good as far as blocking the wind hitting you in the chest, up around face level, and I find I can run along at those speeds really good. It was pretty windy today when I came out compared to yesterday. Yesterday was a lot milder, and today is a lot windier out along the road. I still get the side wind and sort of, you know, throws the bike off balance at times. Nothing much you can do about that, except if it gets really whippy, you know, at times you use the accelerator or the throttle to power on a bit better. But as far as this high windscreen goes, it really performs well. While we're at it, I might as well also mention I've also ordered, also from eBay, the small Flyscreen. So what I'm going to do later on, I'm going to do a comparison between the high and the low screen on the fly, like take out both screens, and all I think I'll have to do is undo these 4 screws, and they're both Royal Enfield factory jobs. Undo these four screws, hopefully, if they're interchangeable, and just undo the screen, switch one over, and then I'll be able to compare on the run which is a better screen, either the small or the large for the job. But overall, you know, and they both come in at roughly the same money. I think the smaller one I might have paid $80 for it, but overall I think this is performing pretty well. And well, not even I think, I know it's performing really well. And if you ask, is just a high screen worth buying at this stage, I'd say yeah. Where first up I would have said no, it wasn't the proposition to buy. It was because naturally owner's error. put it on incorrectly, never allowed the gap there for the air to flow through, caused a lot of front end shake, and now I've put the gap through, you know, all good. But if you look at this gap now, so if you look at that gap I've sitting at in this one, which is a bit over a finger, I will bring the headlight back up to probably half that, because when it was about half that, it was, I think, even working more efficiently than what it's working now. And I think, like on yesterday's run, it was cutting through with the wind flow a lot better and a little bit even quieter. So that's what I'd recommend. Anyone fits it, half that gap, so rip your headlight back up into that half area, about to there, you could say there, and that would be a perfect run with this high screen, and I think you'd be very happy with that. Apart from that, not much else has happened. The wife been thinking she wouldn't mind a new car, so that may happen shortly. I'm not sure what's happening there. She's looking at one at the moment. If that happens, I don't know, I think I might get, I was planning on riding just this motorbike for the rest of the year, but that may not happen. I might buy another motorbike. If so, I was thinking I might get another new Interceptor. I might go for the Baker's Express. If that happens, I won't be getting rid of this bike. I'll just buy the Interceptor Baker Express and keep that one. I thought of a couple of other bikes, a Honda CB 500X, but their 2020 hasn't changed from 19, so that's just a waste of money because I had the 19 model. I also thought about the KTM 390 Adventure, but I don't think it's available here yet, and I really don't know what that. They used to be looking at a Himalayan because I've had one of those. The CB 500, the Classic 500 in the trials, well, they're around $9,200, and in all honesty, I think that's a waste of $9,200, and I might as well spend an extra $600 or $800 and just buy another Interceptor. So, you know, I don't know which way I'm going in that area at the moment, but if she buys a car, most likely I'll buy a new bike too, so that's the way I'm looking at it. So, you know, we'll see what happens in that line. But so if you do happen to see another bike come into it, it's not that I've got rid of this one, it's just that I've added another bike, which could happen or could not, so you know, we'll see what happens there. But apart from that, this one's running really well, and I'm about to do shortly a 5,000 kilometre report on this bike. I'm pretty close to that 5,000k mark, so things are running well. Like I said, if you did happen to see yesterday's video loaded up with a mobile camera, it was fairly crappy. In fact, it was shocking. I only had it up for a couple of minutes and the picture quality was that bad. I thought I wouldn't waste my time watching rubbish like that, and pulled it within the first couple of minutes and said, I'm going to have to come back out here, so I had to do a 100 kilometre run out here to where I am now to do, or I'm in a different spot today, but a 100k run out here to do this shot again. So hopefully this will be a lot better than the one I did prior to yesterday's job. And I've got my Canon camera out here today, and it always shoots good photos, so we'll see what happens there. And I might do a couple of snapshots here with the camera, and I might get a good one for a thumbnail one, so we'll see what happens. So once again, thanks very much for tuning in, taking a look. Catch up with you later. If you want to subscribe, please do, and we'll see what happens further down the track, and we'll go from there on the big 5,000k report.